which of the following is not true? Again, the key word here is not. We're not trying to find the correct answer. We're trying to find the answer that is not correct, okay? Each one of these answer choices is a different problem in itself. So it's like solving 4 problems and seeing which one works and which one does not, okay? So we're going to look at A. All right, the 5 in 5,260 has the same value as the 5 in 15,410. Now we're going to take these numbers right away and we're going to create place value charts with them. So 5,260. Okay, and we don't need a long one because we're not going to write out the full extended or the full expanded place value. And then I'm going to write 15,410. Okay, now only wants to know the 5. It says the 5 in 5,260 has the same value as the 5 in 15,410. So we're only looking at the 5. Okay, so we're going to write out our values. Write the digit, what is the digit, and then look to the right, put zeros in sight. Same thing here. We're going to write a 5, look to the right, put zeros in sight. Okay. So this one is 5,000 and this one is 5,000. So those are the same. Now we're looking for the answer choice that is not the correct answer. So A would not be the correct answer. We're going to do the same thing for B. So let's look at B. Okay, the 7 in 789 has the same value as the 7 in 10,724. Okay, so let's look at 789. And 10,724. Okay, again, with that place value chart. What is the digit? Fill in zeros to the right. Okay, same thing here. And again, that place value does not have to be, that place value chart doesn't have to be the full place value chart because we're just looking for the 7. Write the digit, fill in zeros to the right. This one's 700, this one's 700. So that is correct. But again, we're looking for what is not true. So B is not my answer. Now let's look at C. Okay, C, it says the 7 in 8,197 has the same value as the 7 in 8,000. Okay, well, it's telling me that I only need to make one place value chart on this one. 8,197. Okay. I'm going to write the digit, and there's no zeros to put in the right because there's not any more place values, okay, for us to write. And then it already has this number written in expanded form, and it tells me that 7 equals 7 right here. So 7 equals 7. All right, so I have 7 and I have 7. Those are the same value, so that is true. Now I'm going to go to D and C, and hopefully D will not be true because I do need a correct answer. So D, it says the 8 in 8,197 has the same value as the 8 in 800 plus 100 plus 90 plus 7. Okay, so draw my place value chart, 8,197. Okay, write the lines. Start with the 8 and look to the right, put zeros in sight. So the value of that 8 is 8,000. So now I'm going to look here. The 8 in this number is only worth 800, okay? 800 and 8,000. Well, I know that this has another 0. Okay, this 8 is in a different place value than this 8 would be. Okay, if I had to fill this in, it would only end up right here. So I know that these two numbers are not the same place value. Therefore, D would be my answer because it is what is not true. Number 9, Jan is working on a math problem in class. She needs to find a shape that this riddle describes. I am a polygon, okay? A polygon, and we need to think about this. So beside that rule, I would write what a polygon was, okay? And a polygon is a 2D shape with 3 or more sides. Okay? And a quadrilateral is a shape, okay, with 4 sides only. Okay. So we're going to be looking at our shapes with these sets of rules so far. So a polygon is 3 or more sides. Is this 3 or more sides? If I label 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. If I label 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, that's 3 or more. Now I'm going to look at this triangle, 3 or more, 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's a polygon. Look at answer choice D, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 or more. So these are all polygons. Now let's look at our next clue. I am a quadrilateral, which means that it can only have 4 sides. Okay, so if I'm looking at my answer choices, A, B, C, and D, I'm going to look 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this has 4 sides. That is a quadrilateral. Let's look at this rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. That has 4 sides. That's also a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3. C does not have 4 sides. So that cannot be a quadrilateral. Now let's look at D. This is a parallelogram. 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 sides, so we're good to go on that one. Now let's look at our last clue. It says, I have 1 set of parallel lines. Now parallel lines are any 2 lines that will never touch. It does not matter which direction they are going, but they just cannot touch. So if I had a triangle, which we've already eliminated, but eventually, anywhere I look, these sides are going to meet. So they don't have any parallel sets of lines, okay? Any lines that do not touch. Some shapes will have more than 1 set of parallel lines, such as this rectangle. So if I'm looking at the rectangle, okay, it's got 1 set and 2 sets of parallel lines. So these lines, I can continue them forever and they will never touch. Okay, so that's 2 sets, but I'm looking for 1 set. Okay, so just based on my explanation, we can eliminate B. Okay, and then this parallelogram, that is a shape known for having 2 sets of parallel lines. That's the definition of parallelogram, a shape with 2 sets of parallel lines. So I know that it's not D. Okay, so I've eliminated B. I know it's not D. And again, students can draw these lines, these dotted lines on their paper to show their work, okay? And I know that it's not D. Now look at A, okay? A is a trapezoid, okay? And the definition that we gave students for a trapezoid, it is the only shape that has 1 set of parallel lines, okay? Eventually, these lines will touch. Okay, making it look like a triangle. Eventually those will touch. These lines right here will never touch. They will never touch. Sometimes you'll see a trapezoid that looks like this, and this line will go straight. Okay, the rule still applies. Eventually these lines will touch, but these lines right here will never touch. So it will always have 1 set of parallel lines. So the answer is A. Paul wrote a number with 2 8s and 1 6. The value of the first 8 is 8,000. The value of the second 8 is 80. The value of the 6 is 60,000. Which number could be Paul's? Okay. Again, I want you to write your comma. Remember 3 blanks in front, 3 blanks after. Okay. And we are going to look again at our question. The value of the first 8 is 8,000. Okay, I know that's 8,000. It's 8 groups of 1,000, so I'm going to put it in my thousands spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay, and I'm just going to put an 8. Remember, I'm not going to put the zeros. The value of the second 8 is 80. Ones, tens. Okay, because 80 goes up to my tens place. The 8 is in the tens place. The value of the 6 is 60,000. Okay, look at where that 6 is located. 1, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000. So I'm going to put it in my 10,000s place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. Okay, now again, I'm not looking for the exact number. I'm looking for the number that it could be. All right, so we're going to have answer choice A. A is 88,656. Okay, so if it helps to start with the ones, do that. Okay, all right. So I need to see which ones match the numbers up here. Does the 6 match? No, it doesn't. Does this 8 match? Yes. Does this 8 match? No. So A is not the answer because not everything matches for the place values that we have. Now let's look at B. Okay, 68,865. Okay, now this number has the 2 8s and the 6 that we need, but are they in the correct place value? The 6 is, yes. This 8, yes. The 8, no, it's not. So that is not our correct answer. Now look at C. Okay, C, 68,506. Let's go ahead and write it. 68,586. Okay, and I'll cross these out so it'll be easier for us to look at our answer choice. The 6 isn't in the correct place. The 8 is correct, and the 8 is correct here. So this looks like a good possible answer, all right? But we still need to look at D, okay? So D, 65,886. 886. Now it has the 2 8s and it has a 6 in it. So let's go ahead and see if they match up. The 6, yes. The 5, no. Okay, and the 8, yes, but it needs to have all 3. So that is not the correct answer. The answer choice is C. Okay. Sandy was working on some true-false sentences for her math newsletter. The first statement said, all trapezoids are members of the quadrilateral family. Okay, when I see that, I need to think trapezoids. What are trapezoids? And as we discussed earlier, trapezoids are shapes that they're 4 sides, okay, and they will have one set of parallel lines. It says all trapezoids are members of the quadrilateral family. Well, they are members of the quadrilateral family because quadrilaterals have 4 sides, okay? So this would be a quadrilateral. Okay? And then it says, is the statement true or false? Well, we just said that trapezoids are members of that quadrilateral family because they have 4 sides. So it is true. Not only do we have to find out if it's true or false, but we have to find out why it's true. Okay? So I can eliminate answers C and D because those say false. Okay, so those are not my answers. Now I'm just looking at A. True because they have 4 sides. Well, that's on our list. Okay, or true because they have one set of parallel lines. Now quadrilaterals do not have to have parallel lines. I can have a quadrilateral that looks like this or that looks like this, and that doesn't have a set of parallel lines because the quadrilaterals will only have 4 sides. That's all that you can guarantee a quadrilateral will have. So the answer choice is A because it has 4 sides. Pete was working on his homework. It was hot, so he opened the window. The window was broken, so he used an object to hold it open. The object had 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. What could the object be? Now this is where you have to draw all of your answer choices just like we did before. So A, a cone, okay, we're going to go ahead and draw a cone. Remember that's an upside down V, a curve on the bottom, and we're going to represent the back with a dotted line, okay. B was our cube, a little bit more difficult to draw. Start with a square, draw another square on top of it, and connect those vertices. A C, a cylinder. Okay, start with that circle, 2 parallel lines, a curve, okay, and then a dotted line to represent the back, all right, and then D, a sphere, okay. Now a sphere is kind of difficult to draw, so we just draw a circle with a dotted line, okay, to kind of make it look 3D. All of these shapes are 3D. So let's go ahead. We're looking for faces, edges, and vertices. So on each one of these, we're going to have written faces, edges, and vertices. Okay, and a blank so we can see our value. Okay, this question is time consuming, but it is worth it if we write all of these to get our correct answer. And make sure you're drawing the blank so you can write in the number. All right, we're just kind of squeezing that in there. Okay, so the cone, let's look at the cone. It's got one vertice. Remember, it does not have any edges because that curved surface, meaning that curved face, is not an edge. Okay, and then faces, okay, it has a flat surface on the bottom. Okay, so that would be a face. But again, we're looking for 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. So that answer is not it. Okay, the cube, let's look at the faces. 1, 2, 3, so that's the top, the left side, and the right side. Okay, the bottom is 4, the front is 5, and then the back, okay, is 6. So that has 6 faces. Let's look at the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that has 12 edges. Now let's look at our vertices. We're going to represent those with dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay, so let's look at our numbers. 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so that could possibly be our answer, but we still have to look at C and D. Look at C, okay, our cylinder. Our faces, 1 and 2, those are curved faces, so 2 faces. Now our edges, remember, we can't have an edge when a curved surface meets this curved face. That's not an edge, so that's 0. And then vertices, there are 0 vertices. There's no edges that come together to create a point. And then our sphere, it's going to have 0, 0, and 0 because it's perfectly round. So we don't have anything that is coming to meet each other. It's just one continuous surface. So the only answer choice that it can be is B.